as soon as it hits 10, I'm going to start doing stuff. Boom, 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 boom. I always wait because I never know. Hello, 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 and welcome to another stream by me, the Twitcher. But today, it's the Twitch fam. We got Jared. We got Brightblind. And you got me, the Twitcher, as always. Today we're going to do something different, and I think it's kind of obvious by the title of this stream and by what you're seeing on this stream. And we're going to talk about and kind of react to Spider-Man No Way Home. We've all seen it. I took the longest to see it. I think you guys saw it like the day it came out, right?
Opening night.
Saw it opening night. So we're going to start with Jared. First reaction. First reaction of the movie.
Alright, so breaking it down.
No, first reaction. What do you mean break it? Whatever.
Oh, do you want me to break it down? Just like
we're gonna break it down.
Okay,
first reaction.
First reaction, I really liked it. They gave me what I wanted for the most part. There were a few things I didn't like, but mostly they were outweighed by things I liked.
Okay.
And I got to see Toby again, and I got to see, I actually don't hate Andrew Garfield anymore. Like, I used to hate Andrew Garfield. I really liked it, and that was my first reaction.
My first reaction. So I saw it a couple days after you guys. So I saw it more recently. I've only seen it the once. So this is my first reaction off of seeing it once. I thought it was hot trash. I thought it was a discombobulated mess, and I think that it was really on the edge of being good. Like, I think there's a few things. If you could have made it, you could have taken about 15 minutes of bullshit out of it, and you could have done a few things that could have been good. And I think it's nostalgia fuel, and I think it's trash because of that. But we'll break it down more, and these two will be less upset. Brightblind, what did you think of it?
I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I've just been thinking about it all week.
You've just been thinking about it
all
week?
My son was like, man, I just want to see that movie again. I thought it was really good.
We can see it again. I'll watch it again. Even though I thought it was hot trash, we can see it again. I'll explain to you why. Okay, so break it down. So the film overall, that's like our first reaction. Like, did you have a favorite part of the film and a least favorite part of the film? Anyway, conceptually, scene-wise, anything like that.
My favorite part is probably, it's probably honestly when all three Spider-Mans were fighting Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Because when Tom Holland was like just beating up Green Goblin, and like
that was pretty hot.
And Toby like, no, like we gotta save him, and I thought that was pretty cool. And least favorite part, I'm really mad at fucking, honestly, the whole when Tom Holland Peter meets Doc Ock, he just used his fucking Stark shit to just control his fucking tentacles. I thought it just kind of really made Doc Ock look like a joke, and it really irked me.
Yeah, I don't know if that's my least favorite part, but I do agree with it. That was pretty dumb that they just they have like one of the hardest villains to face, like in Spider-Man. He just is. He's one of Peter's like best villain. Like, he just messes up Peter constantly throughout the comics, throughout the films. Spider-Man 2, amazing film. Doc Ock, probably, in my opinion, like the best villain from the Spider-Man films. And then they very easily like, Tony Stark could have killed you.
Yeah.
Like, that was essentially what that scene was. And the way that it was like done, where he's just like, ooh, and he's like moving his hands, and Doc Ock's like, it was upsetting. Like, it was legitimately upsetting. And it was, yeah. But, so, favorite part for me, though... Oh, man, what about favorite of the film? The very ending. The very, 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 very ending. And I think the very ending is my favorite part, because to me, that's redemption for the film. To me, that makes it to where it's not as bad as it would have been. Because you see all of these things happen that didn't need to happen, that are weird, that don't make a ton of sense, but are more so playful and fun for fans of Spider-Man. And then you have this transition to where he's broke again. You have this transition to where he lost everyone in his life, and so he's back to nothing. So like very Spider-Man-esque, especially like comic Spider-Man. And then he's the suit. He's the damn suit, the
Yeah,
fucking
the
suit.
suit, yeah.
And it's like, oh, he did it. They did it. Also, it kind of helps fix a lot of the issues, I think, with Tom Holland Spider-Man. And a lot of people are like, Tom Holland Spider-Man's the best. We'll talk about that in a second. And I don't necessarily disagree, but I also know why people dislike Tom Holland Spider-Man. Least favorite part was when the three of them, it's before the last fight scene, and they're all just like jerking each other off.
Oh, yeah.
For like 5 minutes.
Not just pure fan service.
Dude, it was 100% fan service, and I hate it. I don't want you to jerk off the fans. Whoever, I don't even know who directed it. I haven't even checked. I probably will be upset. Dylan, most favorite, least favorite?
My most favorite part of the film was like when like they were like Ned was summoning the two Spider-Man, and like he like got like Andrew Garfield just waving at them like, oh hi, what's up? And like he just comes out like does like the spider stuff, and like I also loved how like when Toby came out too, and he's like all innocent. He's like, hey. But my least favorite part was probably the Doc Ock thing. Yeah, with when he made when Tom Holland made him look like a joke. So.
Dude, it was bad how much it made him look like a joke. It was like, what the what? What? He's like, you're seeing how cool he is. He's wrecking house. He's about to destroy stuff, and then Tom Holland's like, oh, you gotcha.
Yeah.
Who got it? It was very weird.
Spider-Man 2 is my most watched Spider-Man film, and I rewatched it like the week before.
Oh,
And I thought I was like really upset about it.
It's upsetting. I hate the part that you like the most, but that's okay. We'll talk about that. I feel like it's weird that it's just in Ned's house. I think there's something weird about that. I didn't like the whole like grandma being like clean up. I hated it. I thought it was like a waste of time, especially because the movie's so long. Mm-hmm. To have weird things like that in it is like something you put in like a weird extended edition, not a theatrical release.
Yeah.
And usually you wouldn't even put that in the extended edition. You put that in like a weird some cut that no one cares about. Like, what is this cut?
But it's like a very like Disney thing, like those kind of jokes and shit.
It is a
like,
Disney
they,
thing.
They have to put their imprint on it.
It is
like,
dumb. It is, and I hate it. I hate it so much. It's the stuff that I was worried about. It's not to the level that I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be worse, but it definitely is like a Disney imprint. And someone thought I watched with someone, and one of the people that I watched it with legitimately thought that they were going to do it where it was not Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but the actor Tobey Maguire, because he was in normal clothes. They're like, oh wait. Is it just Tobey Maguire? Because Tobey Maguire, the person, knows who Spider-Man is.
Yeah. That would have been.
And he was just gonna be like, oh hey, and they're like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Tobey Maguire. And then because he's from our universe, he would know about the films. He's like, dude, I love your movie. And you're gonna be like, what? And then he would use the actors' real names, and it'd be like this weird fourth wall thing. Someone's like, I thought that's what was happening. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, it's just him in normal clothes for some reason. Like that made no sense to me.
Well, they did it because people like me were just mad. Like, is he not gonna put on his suit? Is he not gonna put on his suit? I'll be so mad if he doesn't put on his suit.
Put on his suit. Oh man. Yeah, he looked so old.
He did.
And
he did,
I still think he's the best Spider-Man. I do. I think across the board he's the best Spider-Man. We'll talk about that again in a second. But, dude, he's just old. When he was young, he looked kind of old. And I think that's where you got a lot of, like, the criticisms were like, oh, he doesn't look like the age of the character. He was a little older. He was back when they weren't casting as close to age.
It's back then when they had shows like Buffy and Veronica Mars having, like, adults as high schoolers.
It was definitely during that time. So, like, it kind of makes sense, again, that I don't think that's a big enough complaint to even take him close to the top spot. So, like, I mean, let's talk about it. Out of the three, since they're all in it, who's your favorite Spider-Man?
Obviously, Tobey.
I think Tobey's my favorite. I think he just has to be my favorite.
Yeah.
But so I think Tobey's the best well-rounded out of them. I think Andrew Garfield plays the best Spider-Man, not Peter Parker. I think he's a terrible Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I think
looked really good as Spider-Man.
I think Tobey's a really good Peter Parker, and then I think Tom Holland is is trying to do both well, and I think he's fallen flat for 3 films. And I don't think he's terrible. I actually think he's quite good. but there's a lot of things that they don't do with him that bother me.
That's just because he's been under Tony's wing, and it's just been...
Well, it's because instead of, making him this super genius kid, like Spider-Man, Spider-Man's one of the smartest people in the whole Marvel universe. Like, he's like top 50, and that's insane. Talking about Marvel. He's like Tony's little baby crybaby bitch.
Yeah.
And it's weird, and I like it, but I hate it.
Or Bright. You definitely can't go wrong with Toby. He's obviously the best one, and I like. Honestly, this is a very unpopular opinion, but I think Tom Holland actually might be my least favorite Spider-Man. I like Andrew Garfield a little more.
I don't hate that opinion because I hated Andrew Garfield, and then I actually sat and thought about it, and I just hate him as Peter Parker because his Peter Parker is
yeah,
and he's not he's not nerdy.
He tries to be cool Peter Parker.
He's cool Peter Parker, and it's weird. He's black suit Peter Parker without the black suit.
Yeah.
He's dancing. He's doing all the fun stuff. He's doing everything. Okay, so since I think the film is really nostalgia fuel, I feel like that's what it is.
I mean,
Is there a part of the nostalgia that you're like, yes, yes? Or was there a thing that connected it to the rest of the MCU? You're like, yes, yes. Or anything like that where you're like, yeah.
Well,
Since, that's what the film is.
I mean, literally just this thing Willem Dafoe be Green Goblin again, that really made me really happy just to hear us laugh again. To hear him, he even cracked the meme.
Mm-hmm.
And
he did.
That I overall I just really enjoyed his performance once again.
Oh, I don't know if that's my favorite, but I really, so the Willem Dafoe thing's great because it is proof that he is too good to ever play Joker. He's too good for Joker. Joker's been sullied by too many people. I think he's a great character, but Willem Dafoe is too perfect for Joker. That scene where he laughs and then just beats the shit out of Peter Parker through the apartment. He's doing wrestling moves through him. He's chucking him through things. It was the best WWE match I've ever seen. And it was just Willem Dafoe beating up a child.
And he did all his own stunts.
It was incredible! And what is even more incredible about it, and the reason I like Willem Dafoe more, is if you asked him about it, he'd probably be like, it's fine. I don't really like those things. Or he'd be like, money's money. Or he'd say just something, and you're like, what? What? I think, the most nostalgic part, weirdly enough, I think, the part with Daredevil, just because I was like, I watched the show for something, where he just catches the brick, my body was like, and it was early enough in the film to where I wasn't upset about anything yet, or anything like that. So that's probably the nostalgia part that caught me the most. Yeah, Willem Dafoe is definitely probably up there, but I don't want to steal what you're saying. Willem Dafoe's really good. Yeah, I was hoping a little bit for just more people from Toby's. I didn't care about anyone else.
They should have brought back Eric Foreman.
They should have brought back every villain anyway. Yeah. So it should have been also Harry. It should have been Harry before, with the burnt face.
That would have been.
And he's like, son! And he's like, dad. And they should have done that whole scene. I think that would have been incredible.
That would have been so good.
So good. Cut some of the fat of the dumb scenes where someone's like, oh, look, I'm Spider-Man. And then have Harry and his dad hang out for 5 minutes and just be like, how are we going to blow up the city? And he's like, yeah, let's blow up the city. It'd be so cool. Favorite nostalgia fuel?
My favorite nostalgia fuel actually was I really liked when a Sandman came. He's like, I'm Flint Marko, remember me? I think it was the funniest thing.
Hey Peter, it's me, Flint Marko.
That's the part where he's fighting Electro and Flint Marko's like, hey Peter.
I thought, I was like, yeah, you're Flint Marko.
Oh man, that was pretty good. I thought it was weird that he stayed full sand the entire film until the very end.
So,
because in 3, doesn't he become somewhat human? And
he's human for a lot of it.
What was up with that?
I heard it's because they didn't want him to get it was a last minute addition, and they wanted to get him back into shape. They were gonna, I forgot who they were gonna have instead, but
we're gonna do something else until they can't do that.
Yeah.
I would have been mad if they replaced any of them. Unless they were dead, then you CGI over someone's face.
Yeah. But yeah, they're just well, we'll just make him sand, and it made me sad because I like seeing him human. Can you talk like that?
Yeah,
Bottom teeth just out.
he talks like a mobster. He's like the perfect like Irish mobster. Like he would have been a better. If anyone's seen the film The Irishman, which I would recommend, it's not that good. They should have cast him instead of what's his face.
Or actually, I've never seen The Irishman.
Oh, what's his name? Why can't I think of his name? Robert De Niro. They should not have cast Robert De Niro. It made no sense. He was way too old for that role. They should have cast Flynn Marko. Or whatever the actor's name.
Flynn Marko.
What's the actor's name? Do you know?
Like Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, they should have cast Thomas Hayden Church, because I think it would have been way better. Okay. I think we should move on and just start talking about where we think this film ranks in comparison to all the other Spider-Man films, starting with Tobey's first one, Spider-Man 1. Because there's like an old Japanese one that's actually pretty rad, and I think there's one other one, but we're not going to count those because most people don't even know they exist. So, let's go. Let's just go like best to worst. What do you think is the best Spider-Man? Let's watch. We got best. We got worst. Where are we thinking the best Spider-Man is? What do you think it is?
All right, we're gonna start now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna talk about it as a group. We're gonna
All right.
try it and agree on this.
Best one, easily, I have to be Spider-Man 2.
Definitely Spider-Man 2, yeah.
You know what? I absolutely agree on this. I thought we were gonna disagree. Best is 3, no discussion. No, it's 2. Spider-Man 2, absolutely no discussion. It just is. It just is. I want to argue with it, but I would feel wrong trying. So let's get in there. And so Spider-Man 2, best. There it is. There you are. Oh! Go back. Click on the stupid. Are you kidding again? There we go. Best. There we go. Right there. I don't have any issue with this. I have no issue with that. Now is where it gets weird.
Right.
Because we're going to disagree, I think, on almost everything else. What would you say is number 2?
Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, Spider-Man
spider-Man 1? I think I also might agree. I thought this was going to be a lot harder. Thank you. Man. I think I also agree with this. Again, I thought I was going to disagree with everything you guys said. I thought there was going to be a lot more fighting here.
Well, it's still early.
Wait
until we get to the other ones.
So now, it has to get weird here.
Yeah.
So what do you think is third?
Now, I think Spider-Man 3.
Now, literally?
Yeah, I love Spider-Man 3.
You really think Spider-Man 3?
I actually enjoy Spider-Man 3 more. Well,
what about Spider-Man Homecoming?
Nah.
I like that movie, but not as much.
Okay, okay, so out of the Spider-Man ones, we obviously think Spider-Man 2 is the best, then Spider-Man 1, then Spider-Man 3. Mm-hmm. How about out of the Amazing Spider-Man, which one's the better of the two?
You know, this is a really unpopular opinion, but for some reason I enjoy 2 a little more.
I'm going to agree with you. I think 1's
really?
Yeah.
I really like 1.
I think Amazing Spider-Man 1 is maybe the worst Spider-Man film ever made.
It's really boring.
Whatever the guy who plays Harry is, I hate him. Dane DeYoung?
No.
Is that in 2?
Yeah, it's 2.
Is he not in 1 at all?
No, he's not.
He's not in 1 at all?
No.
Yeah,
man, I just hate them both, I think.
They're both not very good.
That's my problem.
I think I might also just like Jamie Foxx's Electro. I think it's hilarious.
It is.
I think it's really funny.
The best villain in that franchise.
Okay, so we are not agreeing on that one at all.
No.
And then how about for the new trilogy? So you have Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
Oh yeah, No Way Home.
No Way Home's easily the best one, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No. No. It's definitely better than 2. I think it's Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home. I think Far From Home is a joke.
I think Tony's in Homecoming way too much. That's my problem.
Tony is in Homecoming.
It is an issue, and it does definitely support retarded Peter Parker. But how old is he supposed to be? Because he's like the youngest that I think he's been. He's like a sophomore.
He's 14. He's 14.
Is he 14?
Yeah, he's 14.
Yeah, he's 14 or 15. So like, it almost makes sense that he needs someone to take care of him.
Yeah.
They really downplayed his intelligence. They made him just a retarded baby, which I didn't love. But I'm gonna put that one.
Yeah.
That's the way that I'm viewing it. But okay, so Spider-Man 3 is hard for me because it's also a big joke.
Yeah.
I think
enjoyable.
I think 3. I might accept 3. Bright Blind. Were you saying 3 also?
No.
For third?
My third favorite's very unpopular opinion.
The third favorite? What's your
My
third
third favorite's Amazing Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah, I really like the Amazing Spider-Man.
No.
Dylan, he only likes it because I'm a stone.
Here's 2. We have 2 of us. We're gonna put this third. I'll put it third.
I can't argue with that though. Yeah.
I mean, you just did, but that's okay. That's okay. Third. We'll do it like this. We'll like space them. Come here, boy. There you go. So that we have room. Okay. So that's third. Fourth. Oh, what do we got? Are we shocked about Andrew might be getting a few movies after his acting in No Way Home? I'm not. I don't think he acted well in it, but I think that it would be smart of Sony. I think it'd be really smart of Sony to do a couple things. You either give Sam Raimi one last film with Tobey, or you do one whole trilogy with Tobey. I don't care which one. Either one's a good decision. The problem is Tobey Maguire's absolutely fucking crazy. He's insane. He's so crazy. Also, thank you for the follow. It scares me how crazy he is, so that might be problematic. He's also quite old.
Yeah,
so you could do like an old man, and then you could use that as like him setting up Miles Morales or something.
Yeah.
I don't really care. You can have him die, Miles Morales, boom, and there you go.
That's actually what I was thinking too. Like it's like this Spider. I haven't seen this movie, but like since like the other one was like actually written from inspired by Tobey, I think they should do it that way too. Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad idea to do that, but I also think they will profit now that Andrew Garfield has been in such a huge Spider-Man film to incorporate him. I don't think you should do this with Tobey. I think Tobey should stay with the people he has, but incorporate him in with Morbius and Venom and Carnage and just shove Amazing Spider-Man in with those boys. So I think that's what they should do.
That would be ideal. You know what? I think Andrew. I think Andrew.
Amazing is better than Homecoming?
No.
No, are you insane?
Oh,
Amazing.
I don't. I mean, I agree with that.
One of my big problems with Amazing Spider-Man.
They are terrible names.
Not only is it like really boring at first, but the lizard design's awful.
Dude, why does he look like that?
He looks so.
Why does he not look like a lizard? He looks like the craziest thing. The Mysterio one is terrible. The Mysterio one is awful. That is my least favorite of them. Of that trilogy.
I enjoyed it a little more my second time. I hated it my first time.
Me too. Yeah.
I've seen it 3 times and I just don't care about it. I just don't.
So that's the problem. It's
probably my least favorite trilogy
too. Yeah.
Marcus Devil May Cry. What are your thoughts on Andrew? What do you think they're gonna do with him? The one with Mysterio is Far From Home. No Way Home is the newest. Man. Oh, okay. All right. Fourth. We need to have 2 of us agree to put a 4th down. So, I feel like I need Homecoming here. I feel like I need Homecoming.
I think I like No Way Home as well.
I like No Way Home
too. I disagree with you so much. Well, put it. I don't agree with you. It's not good. It's so close to being good that I almost want to pretend that it's good, but it's not good. It just isn't, and it's upsetting.
You know what though? And you know what else though?
What?
Fucking No Way Home. First Spider-Man
Far From
movie.
Home is the worst one.
No Way Home, first Spider-Man movie to make me cry in the theater since Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why did you cry in Spider-Man?
I cried when Hot Aunt made that. Oh, and Spider-Man 2.
Why did you cry when Aunt made that?
I was
so poorly scripted.
Yeah.
It was put together so bad. You knew it was coming.
But I didn't want her to die. I knew
front.
she was gonna die, but I was like, they can't kill her.
It's so dumb. Also, why didn't they kill Tobey? The only reason they didn't kill Tobey is
because
because they're going to make another one. You know who they should have killed instead of
Aunt
May? They should have killed Tobey.
No.
They should have killed Tobey
I would've been
Spider-Man.
so mad.
They should have taken a little bit of time and formed a bond between New Spider-Man and Tobey Spider-Man. Just murked Tobey. Just aggressively murked Tobey. It would have been so good.
We would have to do that like at the beginning of the movie.
We might have to do the video game tier list later because there's a lot of Spider-Man video games.
I've not played.
I've
only played
the new one, the PS4 one. Yeah.
What is wrong with you guys? I played almost every Spider-Man video game. They're incredible. There's a lot of good ones. Okay, I disagree with what we picked. So I'm going to vote again for Homecoming to be 5th.
I can agree with Homecoming as 5th.
What? Okay, what's 5th for you then?
5th?
He wants Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man's 5th for me.
I can't. It's bottom 2 or 3. It's a bad movie.
I really like it.
It's not a good movie. I'm sorry. It just isn't. Okay, so we have Homecoming. It goes to Web of Shadows, then Dimensions.
You want the invisible
Okay.
Jared?
No.
Yeah, you're getting covered up. If you want to scoot more towards me, you can.
I'll pop in if that's the last.
I'll pop in. Okay, so that's 5th. Now what is 6th? So we still have Far From Home, which I think is trash. There's Mysterio in it. We then have Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2. So this is the bottom 3. This is bottom 3. Why is this called Reacts? I couldn't think of what else to call it, Gethsemane. I feel like I'm reacting to it. We started with a reaction. I don't know if you were here for it. And now we're moving into like rating it in terms of the other films. And then we'll kind of react more to it. We're reacting along the way. I think Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Alright, I can get down with that.
I kind of like Far From Home a little
You're
more.
dumb.
but-
You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb.
I like a Homecoming would be like number 6 for me.
Homecoming's right here.
I know, but
Five.
it would be number 6.
I mean, I won't dispute Amazing Spider-Man 2, but like, I do like.
Are we agreeing on Amazing Spider-Man 2 for 6?
Nah,
Dylan.
Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm not doing it. I won't do it.
Yeah,
that movie is the worst movie that has been put out underneath Spider-Man.
I guess that's fine, just do 2. I've already been outvoted 2 times.
So all I'm saying about Andrew Garfield is that like initially I hated him so much because I was so mad about Toby being canceled. I was so mad. I wanted Spider-Man 4 and I didn't get it, so I just kind of like boycotted Spider-Man movies for a long time.
I agree with what you're saying, Gethsemane. That's what I said earlier. These two don't agree with me. They think the new one's the best. Then you guys agree that Homecoming's after that, and then it's Far From Home. And Far From Home, again, these films are really close to being good. Like, there's always these, like, I think they're probably director/studio missteps that just make it to where they're not as good as they could be. Okay, so now it's Far From Home and Amazing Spider-Man. Those are the 2 left. What's next?
Far From Home.
Far From Home is next. Oh, look at his face. Look how mad he is.
Crazy?
It's absolutely.
He's crazy.
It's absolutely Far From Home.
He's crazy.
It has to be Far From Home.
It has to be.
Spider-Man's so boring.
Bright Blind, you're definitely getting outvoted on everything, and that's okay. I want to shove that like there. There we go. And then, we can probably spread these out a little bit. I thought I wouldn't have enough room. Wait. Why is this so hard? Oh, we don't have a ton of room, but we'll just do this. Yeah, right there. Which leaves the last one, Amazing Spider-Man 1, a hot piece of trash. A hot piece of horrible, terrible trash. Worst. It's the worst. Geth, look at these. We have Spider-Man 2 as the first one. We have Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire as number 2. Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire as third. 2, 1, 3. Then as fourth, we have, which I disagree with, No Way Home. Fifth, we have Homecoming. Sixth, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Seventh, Far From Home, hot trash. Amazing Spider-Man is the worst. I honestly don't think. I think this is a pretty solid list. I don't completely agree with it, but it's not bad. It goes 3, 2, 1. Amazing. He's putting Amazing as fourth. Vulture, which is Homecoming. Amazing 2. Look at this list. Dimensions, which is No Way Home. And then finally Mysterio.
Yeah.
I think that you and Brightblind here have a very similar list. I think Brightblind would pretty much agree with your list. I think it's a little bit off of his. I don't agree with it because I think it's 2, 1, Homecoming, 3. Then it gets hard. Then I would say it's probably No Way Home. Then Amazing 2. Far From Home, Amazing 1. And I'm curious to see how these things look when we probably have a new Tom Holland trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Because what should happen, smart thing to do, is do 3 trilogies. And have them air almost at the same time. Because people love Spider-Man. I don't think you really... Just go a little closer. People love Spider-Man. They love him. He's one of the biggest things that Stan Lee stole, and people love him. I'm super glad. This was actually my favorite part of the film, that Steve Ditko got credit for the first time, I think, in any Spider-Man credit.
Wow.
Does 2 have the give me rent scene in 20 different languages? I didn't think so. 3.
And he doesn't say, I am good man. You are good woman.
Would you like cookies? What kind you got?
Chocolate chip.
Okay. I think comically, 3 is the best film. It might be one of the. It's probably the funniest film of that year.
Yeah.
Maybe the funniest film of the decade. That movie is funny. As far as like a good Spider-Man film, I have a hard time putting it in 3rd place. I don't hate putting it in 3rd, but I have a hard time with it. Man, I think we all agree it's probably either Goblin or Doc Ock who's the favorite that they brought into the new movie. Is there someone else that you're like, man?
No.
Nah, it's easily Goblin, yeah.
Dude, he was so cool.
Yeah.
He was so cool.
Yeah.
And the fact that they broke the helmet which was like the biggest complaint. It was like the biggest complaint in that film. And rightly so, it looked dumb. When I was a kid, I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it looks like a cheap motorcycle helmet when I was like any older. And he broke it so soon. And then he played normal, very Goblin. And then they had the whole thing like, you found out, Peter.
Yeah.
Oh my, it made me so happy. Oh man. Oh buddy. It was so close to being the best. I think with better directing and less influence from Disney, you could have made the movie probably, if you added scenes, 10 minutes shorter. So you would probably take out about 20 minutes of that film. That's a lot. Take out 20 minutes of that film. There's a lot of stuff that you could have shortened the scene. You could have less jokey jokes. You can make it to where there's still jokey jokes. It just doesn't have to be this awkward silence and then a jokey joke. And you don't need scenes in some random house that no one cares about. Or like, were we in the science lab for 15 minutes?
Well, a good amount of time.
It was a good chunk.
It was like 15 minutes. It could have been like 3. It could have been like 3 minutes. And there's so many things where like it's just written so awkwardly when the Spider-Mans are talking to each other that made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. There was some very cringy dialogue between them.
Yeah.
But it was... some of it was pretty funny, I thought.
It was funny, but like, you're not going to see a Spider-Man film to laugh, except unless you're watching Spider-Man 3. But like, I again, and the only reason Spider-Man 3 was so bad is I feel like Sam Raimi broke, because he wanted to turn what was in that film into 2 films.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And he wanted it to be a progression into the Sinister Six, if I remember correctly. And instead of that, they went, no, you get 1 film. And he went, what about my budget? And they said, no.
Yeah,
No, Sam Raimi, you don't get it.
And then they're like, we want Venom in this movie now.
And he's like, what? We already have 2 villains. And they're like, yeah. And a 3rd. It's Spider-Man 3. And then they're like, well, alright, I guess I'll make it really weird. And they're like, yeah, let's do Black Suit Spider-Man. Let's do all that.
Yeah.
Let's make it quirky. I think there's always an issue when like the studio messes with, especially like a successful director like Sam Raimi, who like he proved himself in 1 and 2. Like 1 is like the perfect setup film, which is why they didn't have to do it again with Tom Holland. They shouldn't have done it again with Andrew Garfield. They really shouldn't have. It's just hard. That was weird to I don't get it. I don't get it. Is there anything else about the film you're like, man, I'm so glad that happened. That was so cool. Oh my goodness. Whoa. You gotta think about it? You got one?
Am I the only one who like kind of wanted just Toby to say with great power comes great responsibility instead of Aunt May? Like he says that?
Like, but you want him to die for that to happen. So that's what I'm saying. I wanted Toby to die, so Toby would be the one to say that. So, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted Toby to get blapped. Just, dude, imagine if you have Toby, he's all old, he's got the hurt back, and you just have him just get whoosh, and like you just violent arm gets ripped off, bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
And then
He's horrified.
Tom, sorry, Peter, with great power comes great responsibility. You got one?
Yeah, you know what else that Toby and Andrew were trying to relate to Tom saying and Toby's like, I lost my Uncle Ben, and fucking Andrew's just like, oh, I lost Gwen. I'm like, what about his Uncle Ben?
He didn't care about his Uncle Ben.
Did you watch your Uncle Ben die? And he was like, fuck Uncle Ben.
They only get one each. Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
It depends on how they want to explain magic in it, but with the way that they're currently explaining magic, no, but it depends. It depends. Because with the way that it's set up, everything that they did mattered in the fact that they fixed all of these villains. Everything mattered. I will tell you that one of the worst parts to me about this film is that the base premise of why everything happened is because Peter Parker, one of the smartest people ever, was too stupid to look for another way to get into college.
Yeah.
He was too stupid. He's like, I'm just going to immediately go this way, and then I'm not going to listen to this magical, amazing wizard man.
Let's ignore everything he has to say.
That's so not Peter Parker, and it was weird. It was weird. Jumping back, another reason why Tom Holland, to me, is better than Andrew Garfield overall, is because he's done the best at actually acting like he's from New York, presenting himself like he's from New York, talking like he's from New York. Out of all of them, the other two didn't do it at all.
I
didn't do it at all.
I actually thought he was from New York until after Homecoming came out. And I was like, and I heard an interview. I'm like, oh shit.
He's British.
Yeah.
You mean brain damaged?
Yeah.
I really am excited for what they can do next with all three of them, because they can legitimately do something with all three. So, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Sony does a trilogy. And that trilogy leads to him dying, and then we get Miles Morales. For anyone who wants Miles Morales, that's how you get him. Right that way. And then Miles Morales has all of Tobey's universe. That's his own universe. And if you want to do something weird, you can make it so the universe breaks again and Miles Morales falls into Amazing Spider-Man, or he falls here, he falls there. I don't care. You can do whatever you want now. Now that we have time travel magic, you can do whatever you want. That's how it happens. That's what happens with comics. It's how you fix problems. It's literally how you fix everything.
And if you give 3 more Tobey movies, you can do whatever you want. I'll be really happy. But Sam Raimi has to direct them.
Sam Raimi definitely has to direct them.
I mean, he's directing Doctor Strange too, so maybe.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Is that why it looks cool?
Yeah.
I'm really
Is that why it
excited for
actually
that.
looks cool? I hated the very end credit scene. It was just a trailer.
Oh yeah.
It really bothered me.
I know.
Because I can just go home and watch a trailer. And I to be fair, I can go home and watch any of those scenes because people are going to upload them. But I'd rather it feel like, ooh,
yeah, like I stated, even if it's just for something fucking dumb, like the fucking Spider-Man one, like it's Homecoming, where so you waited through the end credit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at least that was funny. It wasn't just a trailer.
Oh man. Unpopular opinion. I'm glad, and I hope that this lasts, but I'm glad that there wasn't a Stan Lee cameo in that film. In No Way Home.
Oh, they don't use Stan Lee CGI.
I don't like it.
I'm very glad they stopped the Stan Lee
Stan Lee
cameos
had
after
very
Endgame.
few good cameos.
Stan Lee is a piece of garbage. I will shout it from the rooftops. Stan Lee was a womanizer. He stole people's wives. He was all about stealing. This man probably had very few original ideas. He tried to take credit for the Fantastic Four. He tried to take credit I'm pretty sure for the X-Men. He tried to take credit for Spider-Man. He tried to take credit for everything. Everything. Avengers. there's so many things that he was just like in the room and he's like, mine.
Yeah, well, no, he didn't try to take it. He did.
He did. I mean, he even got to the point to where Marvel wasn't including other people's names when they did like a bunch of films. Like the fact that this is the first Spider-Man film where it's like, and Steve Ditko. What?
And like all the old Marvel comics where you see it's like, it's just Stan Lee presents.
Yeah.
It's insanity. It's so crazy to me. Is there something that you want to see in the next Tom Holland Spider-Man movie? They're gonna make another. They're going to.
I want to see them use one of the villains that have been in one of the other movies, and I want them to make their own version, and see to do a good job with it.
So you're talking about like Lizard or Electro or Green Goblin or what if he gets his own Doc Ock, even though there's no Dr. Octavius so far in this?
So are we getting Dr. Octavius in this universe, or is it like this is so and so? He's like Dr. Octavius.
Guess that's terrible. You could make it young Dr. Octavius or someone who's slightly older because he's about to probably go to college. Mm-hmm. That's what they're about to do. So this would be time for Dr. Octavius. This could also be like a time for him to get new people. Like he could get a Harry. He could get a Gwen. He could get a real MJ. I don't like that her name was something Jones.
Yeah, Michelle Jones.
Michelle Jones?
Don't forget the Watson they mentioned in the
movie.
Michelle Jones. Watson. I would go by Watson.
Yeah.
What? What?
You know what?
Why did they do that?
Yeah, you know
Is it something from a comic I didn't read?
I actually hated her character for that reason at first, but I kind of like her character. I just don't like. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of okay with it now, just because of it's the whole. Starts off with the whole your Iron Man Jr. kind of thing. This is kind of so it's just different, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I also hate who they cast for Flash. It doesn't make any sense. It also makes it to where I don't want them to do anything with that character because Flash is cool. Flash Thompson.
He's supposed to be fucking mean and
he's supposed to be mean and jacked.
Yeah.
And then he's supposed to go to the Marines and get humbled. And then he's supposed to become Agent Venom and be so freaking cool. That kid's not gonna be Agent Venom. Can you imagine that kid is Agent Venom?
I mean, you never know.
Maybe they'll get him jacked and they'll blow his legs off like Agent Venom.
But that guy, man. All right. All the Flashes and all the movies, they seem like they might be a little closeted, but this guy especially, he's like
what?
He sets off my super gaydar, and I
what are we saying?
He just wants to fuck Spider-Man, that's all.
He does.
That is his character.
Yeah.
That is the character he has. It's not at all what I expecting you to say that.
But if you called him out on when to fuck Spider-Man, he'd be like, no, I don't. What are you doing?
I would never. And he'd be like, hey, Peter.
I love you, Peter.
Can you pick me up? Please pick me up. Hey, will you please just pick me up? For, like a week? 2 weeks? A month? Man. Yeah, man. What do we think about Doctor Strange in the film? Did we like him? Did we dislike him? What were our thoughts?
I liked him.
I liked him. I thought there's maybe a little bit too much, but they needed someone to explain all this time shit and everything. So we got Doctor Strange, and I'm fine with that.
I think he plays a better Doctor Strange than I thought he would. So I remember when I originally wanted JGL to play Doctor Strange. I think JGL is declining as an actor, so I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. But I have a hard time with Benedict Cumberbatch's face and a lot of the ways that he does things. And when he plays funny, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And they make him do it because it's Disney. And so they make him play funny, and I don't think it works. So the whole scene where Peter comes in to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and it's him talking to Wong, and then Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange, oh, you got it, technicality, all this, all that. I didn't like the scene. I think that it should have been shot differently. The whole snow thing was weird. They were just, I don't know, it just felt like they're adding random stuff. It's definitely very comic booky to just have something random like that, though.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, there's snow in here. But the fact that we now know Wong's the Sorcerer Supreme, why is that the case? Also, the Doctor Strange thing. I don't know. It just felt weird. It needed to happen for the film to progress the way that it did, but you could have, come up with a better reason for Peter going to him. You could have made it to where it wasn't just, I want to get into MIT because I'm a dumb kid. And then, there's just a lot of things where Strange was just weird to me. I did like the scene where Peter Parker kicked his ass in his own little dimension because he was good at math. Because there was a scene where you're like, oh, he's smart.
Yeah.
It's like one of the only times it's happened in this whole trilogy.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
The only time he ever tried to do it, done like a smart thing, it was in Homecoming when he's like trying to explain science, and I'm just like, you're so cute, Peter.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
You're smart, Peter. Yeah.
Nate's never did anything again.
He's supposed to be so smart, and it's ridiculous. It was weird that they used the word Yahtzee as a. I don't know. There's a bunch of the jokes don't land. I think they're trying to do this wide net of jokes, and I think that's why there's so many of them, and I think that's why there's so much throughout the films. But they don't land most of the time.
They wanted to catch up to the Raimi films with all the memes, and they wanted to do it all in one movie.
They might have. They might have. They can whoa, what up, P.O.? They might have done it. P.O., have you seen Spider-Man? We're talking about Spider-Man, P.O. Oh yeah, I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna take that as a yes. So if you don't want any spoilers, leave. But I'm pretty sure you saw it. P.O., what did you think of Spider-Man: No Way Home? Good, bad, favorite part, least favorite part? Hit me with those comments, P.O. Oh man, it was so close. It was so close. Because Goblin stuff's great. They could have made the Doc Ock stuff great. They just make it to where Peter doesn't. You can even do the nanobot thing, but just make it to where Peter doesn't immediately think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like it wasn't immediate, but it was so close that it was insane.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Epic.
Yeah.
I'm glad you thought it was epic. I don't think it was epic. Your favorite?
It's my favorite.
Out of the
Yeah,
Tom Holland, I think
me too.
Homecoming's better.
Yeah.
These two agree with you. Whoa, what's up, Cigar? I thought you were P.O. for a second. You think No Way Home is your favorite? I even think it's better than the new one.
No Way Home is the new one.
No Way Home is the new one, man. Because it's Far From Home. Sorry, it's Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
I think what he's saying, I think it's better than Far From Home. But yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it's way better than Far From
Yeah.
Home. It's way better than Far From Home. I don't think that. I would feel crazy trying to dispute that. Oh man. He's thinking of Spider-Man 3.
Oh,
Far From Home is your favorite?
Wow.
No! Absolutely not! No!
Low on the list.
Far From Home is the worst one out of the out of the Tommy Holland ones. What? Cigaro! I just disagree with you so much. Dude. No. P.O., we've all seen it. Everyone here's seen it. You're good to just shout out your spoilers. You've seen it. You told me you saw it, P.O. Dude, no. Dude, I just...
No, and did he really win?
He didn't win.
No.
I hate that they're like, ooh, Mysterio was a good guy, and they expect the viewer to be like,
Yeah, Mysterio.
I think he's a good guy. No. Anyone who knows anything about Spider-Man is like, oh no, Mysterio's a huge dick. I will say Mysterio is a cool Spidey villain, and I think that they somehow represent him kind of well. But like the whole story for him working for like a Stark company, I hate that they kept tying back in the Stark stuff, and he's like, oh, I'm a big dick guy. I didn't care about it at all.
I really don't like any of the Stark stuff, the new Tom Holland ones.
Yeah.
It's like my big problem with it.
I think it's because they're trying to set it apart from the other ones, and that's why there's a bunch of Stark stuff included, all of it. But I think it's like nostalgia fuel for people who love Iron Man, and they loved Iron Man 1, 2, and 3, and now this is like a continuation, and you have to love Spider-Man because you loved Iron Man because your name is Thief!
See, I look at it as kind of like, oh, Tony was like our best when he was like our big money, now he's dead. But now we're replacing him with Spider-Man, so just
100% what they're doing.
it's kind of like, oh yeah,
It's 100% what they're doing.
And that, I will say, and on that note, I will say that this is actually, No Way Home is actually my favorite Marvel movie since Iron Man 1.
Wow. I don't agree with that, but that's okay.
I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with that for a second. Favorite Marvel movie out of like 35 since Iron Man 1.
Yeah.
Okay, since Cigaro said this, what is your favorite Spider-Man villain? Not necessarily in the films. All time. I have one that I don't think anyone agrees with, but I love them. Well, there's 2 or 3 that I actually like a lot. Dude, the new one, so I don't think the new one's good. I think it goes Homecoming, No Way Home, Far From Home, and I only like No Way Home because I think that it had potential. I don't think it was a good film. I think the very ending of it was good. I think it potentially had like an okay very beginning before you started to set up into everything. And there were parts of it, like the fact that they had Goblin back, the way they had him back, not just the fact they had him back, and the fact that they had Octavius back, also not the way they had him back because they messed up Octavius. It was good. They could have brought back Bonesaw, but he didn't know. Your favorite Spider-Man? Peter Parker. Good one, Piho. Good one, Piho. Oh, man.
You know what, though? If only they got Dylan to cosplay as Bonesaw.
Right, he would have been terrible Bonesaw. Favorite Spider-Man villain?
I'm gonna say Green Goblin.
I'm gonna say too. Yeah.
You're both just gonna say Green Goblin? Number one villain. That's your favorite?
Yeah.
I like Green Goblin.
I like Chameleon. No one cares about Chameleon. I also like Carnage. I also like Huntress.
Carnage,
that's his name, right? Is it Huntress?
Yeah, Huntress. Yeah.
Craven the Hunter. Craven the Hunter. Sorry. So I would put Carnage as my number one. I love Carnage. I don't like the way they represented Carnage and let there be Carnage. I thought it was good to have Woody Harrelson play him because I think that he needed to do it. But I think they should do Carnage again, maybe with Tommy Halls. I don't care how they do it. Carnage, love Carnage. Then it's probably Chameleon. Then it's probably Craven the Hunters, or Hunter, or whatever his name is. All fun. And if you watch Spider-Man comics, Spider-Man's kind of fought with everyone, so you can kind of consider Blade a Spider-Man villain. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird. Bonesaw McGraw, best villain. Bone-Saw's great.
Wasn't there like
Would you consider Black Cat a villain?
She's like kind of a villain.
She's
She's against him a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, but some other times not at all. So yeah, I mean she'd be up there too.
Is the Amazing Mask Man? Piho, what are you talking about, man? You're just all over the place. Cigaro, I don't disagree with you that No Way Home is nostalgia fuel, because if you watch this back, that's my whole argument and why it's not even near the top. I don't think it deserves to be 4th. I think it's like 5th or 6th out of all of them. Oh yeah, look at our list. Can you see our list? I don't know how visible it is to you. Sorry, look at our list. Spider-Man 2 right there. Spider-Man 1, 3, Far From Home. Sorry, No Way Home, Homecoming. It's weird. I feel weird doing this. Amazing Spider-Man 2, Far From Home because I think it's hot trash, and then Amazing Spider-Man because it's also hot trash.
Amazing. Yeah.
And his partner Man-Spider. So yeah, the number one is Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. Dude, that film is great.
Yeah.
That film is great.
Literally perfect.
It makes me want to kiss Sam Raimi on the mouth. It does. I think about it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad about it. I won't feel bad about it. I'll do it.
You know, I'd kiss like anyone in that movie. Like, you know.
In 2?
Yeah.
What's the name of the actor who plays Doc Ock? I always forget it.
Fuck, I know that.
I know you know it. You're the person in this room to know it.
I know that.
You are. Gethsemane might beat you to it. Gethsemane, can you beat him to it? Alfred Molina.
Yeah, well,
Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about what I would do with Alfred Molina. He's perfect. Also, James Franco in that film is so good.
Mm-hmm.
James Franco in 2 and 3 is so good.
That's
James Franco in 3 is the only reason that I'm okay with 3 being 3rd.
You know, yeah, I love James.
How's the pie?
So good.
it's such a well done line. I don't like James Franco the person at all. I never have. But that line is so good. Or the part where he's cooking eggs with Mary Jane and he's like, amazing.
Can't forget about that Will Dafoe he had going on before he said during that scene.
Oh
Oh yeah, we went on about how Spider-Man 3 is horrible because they essentially pigeonholed Sam Raimi into getting just railroaded by Sony. Sony was like, hey, suck a dick up, Sam Raimi. I know you made us 2 perfect films. Suck it.
Now you're putting Venom in this one. You're making it this way.
You're gonna make it the way we want, Sam.
Fine, you can put Sandman in too.
He's directing the next Doctor Strange.
He's so good.
Multiverse of Madness, baby. It's gonna be great. They're gonna totally make Strange and Scarlet Witch bang because he needs a new boyfriend. She needs a new boyfriend. That's what's gonna happen.
You guys read that thing online about how Ned was supposed to kiss MJ in the last scene, and like then they just canceled it like last minute?
That makes a lot of sense because that scene feels like he was about to kiss her.
Yeah, and you know what?
It really felt that way. It would have made no sense to me, but it really felt that way.
No, it would have made more sense to me.
They're gonna
because,
push Hobgoblin on him in that way.
Yeah, it didn't like the thing I would have liked about that is that like what was their connection without Peter? Like why are they still in the cafe at the end? Like together, like they wouldn't be necessarily connected.
Look what Pio said. Pajas locos tres. Look what he said and look at Sarah's response. What? Pio, what are you talking about? Are you Pio, I know that there's a language gap, so I do apologize for that, but no. What? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Cigaro, what was your favorite part? Cigaro, what was your favorite part of No Way Home? Of the new one? The newest one with all 3 big spiders. Did you have a favorite part, Cigaro? Oh, man. Oh, man. Mine was probably... I already said my favorite part, but I'm probably going to change it. My favorite part was the very, very, very end. But just watching Peter get beaten pretty much to death by almost just Green Goblin was so hot. It's gonna be when the Peters show up.
Yeah.
You're right here with Brightline. You're right here with Brightline. I don't like how they did it. I don't like that it was in Ned's grandma's apartment. I think that the scene took too long. I thought it was clunky. I will tell you that someone that I was with and the Green Goblin fight at the end. The Green Goblin fight at the end was great. I think the first Green Goblin fight was better because I just like it when Peter Parker gets beat up because it's just a staple of Peter Parker in Spider-Man is him just getting wrecked. Just boom, 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 boom. And then him coming back and messing them up. Oh, man. Messi comes out and saves everyone? Fake sweat. I don't know what that means. Are you talking about the soccer player? Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it was cool. I don't know why they did that, but I thought it was awesome. I also like that they broke his mask, and I like that he had the hood, and I like that he looked almost like classic Green Goblin. Dude, Willem Dafoe is such a good actor.
He is.
Also, this is something that came up in a stream a long time ago. Willem Dafoe is a very well-hung man,
yeah.
And maybe that's where all of his acting talent comes from. Harry Osborn, good one, yeah. I do wish that they would have brought Harry in because it would have been nice to have Willem with James Franco. They probably didn't do it because James Franco and all of the allegations are all probably true because
so
James
good.
Franco is terrible. But could you imagine a scene where they meet each other, almost like the Spider-Man scene where they all meet each other, but better because it's just one Green Goblin blowing crap up and the other Green Goblin be like, what? And then flying in and be like, Father? Son? And then just... yeah, boom, and they're just blowing up the city, just having a blast. That would have been great. They could have done it so well. They could have had a fun time with it. And then the 2 of them would have just gang beat all 3 of the Spider-Men.
Yeah.
Because the 2 of them are so strong, they just gang beat all of the Spider-Men. And then the other guys show up, and Doc Ock has to help them, and then Doctor Strange has to help them, because 2 goblins can take on 3 Spider-Men. Mm-hmm. It's just how it works. It's just how it works.
And then it would have been even cooler end fight.
I'm gonna play through the Cage Likes, alright, guys? We're gonna start with Nomad Soul, Omicron, because I didn't know it was a Cage Like until I put it on, because Brightline here wanted to play it. I like the Harry Osborn for the first trilogy more than the rest. Those roses.
The Amazing Spider-Man Harry was trash.
The Amazing Spider-Man Harry was trash, and there isn't an Harry Osborn in the new one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's good. Unless you what?
Unless you want to say Ned's like the same thing as Harry, even though
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not. He is not.
Yeah. He's his own person, but.
He is his own person. He's his own character. I don't know if Ned exists in the comics. I don't know if they made him just for the film. I don't know anything about it. Man. He was very weird.
Yeah.
It was a weird casting. It didn't make any sense. I like Dane DeHaan or whatever his name is, but he was so weird. Whoa, sleepover. Yeah, dude, it's me and the bros. We're gonna get into it, you know what I mean? We're talking about Spider-Man. Miss Brittany, did you see Spider-Man No Way Home? Did you see the new Spider-Man film? Because if you didn't, you might want to leave. That's what we've been talking about this whole thing. If you haven't seen it, don't watch the VOD. I don't want to ruin it for you. Yeah, I don't know why they don't portray Venom well. Yeah, I feel like it's such an easy thing to do.
Oh, she's watching.
But they make it so bad.
Oh, perfect timing, yeah.
Right, your hair.
Whoa, perfect.
We got the hype going, yeah.
We've been talking about it. We've been on it for a while. Miss Brittany, what was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? Like, why did you like it? Why didn't you like it? Stuff like that. Also, Piho, you're just in here with random. I'm liking the random energy. I will let you know, because it's random energy, I'm not going to ignore it. I just won't pay a ton of attention to it. Also, yeah, Venom could have been portrayed so much better. I can't think of an actor off the top of my head who could play a better Venom, but there's just so many.
I actually didn't like, I'm hoping they actually do some of the Venom goo, because like, there's some left over.
There's some left over. They're going to do Venom. That's the whole point for it. If they don't do Venom, it makes no sense. It makes sense. Zero, don't say Zero humble. You get out of here with that. Aunt May? That was your favorite part?
Aunt May's so hot.
That's all we're saying. It's the scene you cry.
I did the scene I cried. I cried.
So hot.
I cried a lot when she died. Like,
oh my goodness.
I was hoping people didn't see me. Only
I saw you.
only
you want Jonah Hill's the new Venom?
I actually kind of want that. I actually kind of want that too. Yeah.
Here's the thing with Jonah Hill is Jonah Hill's actually a good actor, so he could maybe pull it off. Jonah Hill's also been extremely fat, slightly fat, somewhat skinny, and also in weirdly good shape, and then back to fat. Mm-hmm. So he could probably fit into the role quite well. Oh yeah. So I think it was a good thing. Someone was talking to me about the film beforehand, and they were yelling at me because they're like, "Oh man, you're not gonna," because they didn't think that I was gonna understand that scene, because I told them that I didn't fully watch that movie. I watched almost the whole movie. I just didn't watch it all the way together, and they're like, "No."
That movie really falls apart at the end.
Yeah, it does. That's why I don't like it that much.
But it was a nice redemption for him, and I'm glad it happened because they're gonna bring him back. Sony can do a trilogy with him now and make it okay. Make him fight Morbius or something. I don't know. Make him fight Tom Holland's Venom. It was Gwen. Oh yes, because of how Gwen died, not MJ. Yes, I didn't even fully read what you said, Miss Brittany. I apologize.
I knew what you meant.
I knew it too.
I just read it as Gwen.
Yeah.
Cigaro, thank you for checking it. Cigaro, you're just staying on top of people, keeping us saying the right things. Who's the best actor for Venom? Tom Holland universe. Who do we want to play Venom?
Shit.
Who do we want to play Venom? Because I don't want it to be like Flash Thompson. I do not want it's no. Please don't. Please don't.
He won't even be as funny as Eric Foreman.
I agree, PJ. What are we doing? Oh, Gethsemane, you're making it interesting in here. Man, I don't know who I'd want. Because I want someone younger. I want someone slightly older than Peter, but not crazy older than Peter. So you'd want someone who's like the middle of their college years. But who would you want to play him? How old is Carl from Shameless?
How
old is Carl?
He's like around Dylan's age.
Okay, so he's not old enough.
He's like around,
He's not old enough. So you'd want someone older. I know who I want to play Carnage in Tom Holland's universe, but they're never going to let it happen because they won't do the movie right if it's in Tom Holland's universe because Disney. I want Kevin Sorbo to be Venom. I don't know who Kevin Sorbo is on the top of my head.
No.
Kevin Sorbo. I want Kyle Monahan.
Who's that?
It's Redhead from Shameless.
Oh.
I want him.
Hell,
I want him to be Carnage. He would be so good as Carnage. Get him like jacked. Get him real jacked. It would be so perfect. Kevin Sorbo. It's gonna be a joke, isn't it? The trailer for Morbius.
The Morbius trailer looked pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it looked like trash. I'm not excited for Morbius. I think Jared Leto is. I don't know what he's doing with his career. I liked Jared Leto, say 10 years ago.
He's
but
a lot of great movies.
Man, he is just bad, man. It's weird. Also, since we're talking kind of about Tom Holland a little bit, the part where he says he's Venom, so cringe, and then Voldemort knows. Oh man, yeah, it's weird. To be fair, I wasn't surprised when the Spider-Man showed up, only because of Facebook group edits. Dude, don't let people spoil it for you.
That's the worst.
How long ago did I say that they're gonna put all 3 Peters in it?
A long time ago.
Long time ago.
For a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been talking about it for such a long time that I wasn't shocked. I felt like it had to happen, and the fact that what's his name? The middle one. What's Amazing Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield.
The fact that Andrew Garfield went on and was like, I'm not in it. I know nothing about it. I was immediately like, yeah, he's in it. That's it. You should be mad. You should send aggressive rants to those people. That does suck. That's pretty messed up. Yeah. Kevin Sorbo? You know, I wouldn't hate him as Venom. That would be weird. It's the guy who played Hercules.
Oh, shit. I remember. You know, I would watch that.
I would 100% watch that. Kevin Sorbo? You can't even see it. Oh, man. He did straight up lie to us. Yeah. He just railroaded us right in between our cheeks with lies. That's what he did. He
was always so happy doing it.
Oh man, I kind of want Kevin Sorbo. I've never thought about it. I kind of want Kevin Sorbo as something else. Can we make him Kraven the Hunter? Because I think everyone always just wants anyone that's like a manly guy to be played by Jason Momoa, and I think that's a misstep. Let's throw Kevin Sorbo a bone and give him Kraven the Hunter and have him beat Spider-Man almost to death, because that's what he does in the comics. He beats him almost to death, and Spider-Man figures out a way to survive. Good. I'm glad you left that group. You really don't want to have things spoiled like that for you. You want Sorbo to be Luke Cage. No, you don't. No, you don't. We're just talking about potential castings for different people. Oh, Ethan Hawke as Kraven would be good. Ethan Hawke and Kevin Sorbo kind of look like cousins. A little bit.
I could see that.
I would actually enjoy Ethan Hawke as Kraven. I would also enjoy Nicolas Cage as Kraven. Nicolas Cage is Kraven. That wins. I don't care about Ethan Hawke. I don't care about Kevin Sorbo. Nicolas Cage is Kraven. Could you imagine?
I actually
Nicolas Cage would be so good. We're just talking about potential castings. None of these are legitimate.
Or he'd be so bad. Depends how they.
Could you imagine Nick Cage? Especially Nicolas Cage needs. No, he doesn't. Go watch Nicolas Cage's last 4 films, and you will change your mind. He's made a lot of garbage. Nick Cage is so good. Oh man. Oh. Nicolas Cage is just a gem that Hollywood has been shitting on for years. He made a bunch of good films, then they're like, we don't like you anymore because you're mean to us. And then they gave him just trash for a decade.
He's like, I'll do it.
And then he's like, I need money for my cocaine. And now he's been doing good stuff. I watched the Ghostland movie. Oh man. What's the one? It's Something's Playhouse. That one's great. Where and you have to hype him up. So we can get National Treasure 3. He could only make a good villain. I don't want him as a good guy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What villains would Nicolas Cage play well in Marvel? Kraven's up there.
I don't know, honestly.
I
just think about Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
I don't want him ever again as Ghost Rider. I thought it was
Dad would be
weird.
so mad if they brought in Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it would.
If they did what?
Brought in Bruce Willis.
Why would Bruce Willis play Ghost Rider? What?
No, it's
just in
Brittany.
general.
Brittany said
Oh.
about Brandon Bruce Willis. Yeah.
What would we have Bruce Willis play? Oh, dude, make Bruce Willis the Thing. Make Bruce Willis the Thing.
You know, I wouldn't hate that.
You have the hots for Bruce Willis? You know what? I can get that.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I have the hots for modern Bruce Willis, but maybe like 15 years ago Bruce Willis? Yeah.
I like Pulp Fiction Bruce Willis.
Not after that, actually. Spoiler. Oh, I appreciate it, man. It's in Spanish, so I can't read it, but I get it. A villain. Do you want Bruce Willis as a villain? What villain would we have him play? He could play Chameleon. He could play Chameleon. Chameleon's a weird bald guy with white skin. Play him. Yeah, Bruce Willis is Chameleon. Nicolas Cage is Kraven the Hunter. Oh man, it would be good.
Yeah.
This is the future of Spider-Man. We need
our
Kevin
hands.
Sorbo. Kevin Sorbo as Venom. Don't translate? Alright, I won't translate. Aaron Taylor Johnson as Venom. That would be pretty cool. But he's already played like so many roles in the Marvel Universe that it's weird. Because he's already been Kick-Ass, and then he's been... I keep wanting to say Flash. What's his name? Scarlet Witch's brother.
Oh, Quicksilver?
Quicksilver, and he's already Quicksilver.
Oh, I didn't even know the actor's name.
Tom Hardy already is Venom, and he's not doing a great job. I like Tom Hardy, and he's not doing a great job. Piho, you keep saying stuff, and I wish I knew what it meant, but I really don't. Oh, man. Aaron Taylor, I like him as an actor, but I don't know if it works as well. Michael Monaghan. No, that's not his name. His name is Michael Monaghan. Michael Monaghan, I think, is someone that I actually know in person who's a redhead of similar height to that guy.
Okay,
I think his name is something Monaghan, though. Venom movies are funny, but, like, not good. Yeah, they're kind of funny, and they have points in, like, I don't hate this, but it's not a good Venom film.
You know, I never watched the Venom movies because I was like, they're not in the Spider-Man universe. It's a waste. But maybe they might be.
Oh, yeah, they totally burned them all. Yeah. Oh, man. Who would you want to play Black Cat?
Oh, shit, I don't know.
Who would you want to play Black Cat?
Oh, shit, I never fucking think about these cats.
You don't think about it? You're the one who talks about them. Why aren't you thinking about them?
Because normally I just wait until they give them to me and then I either am happy or
is
I
fast.
complain.
He is fast. I'm the only one who knows this. So in the first movie, the main dude in jail has an afro. Yeah, dude, I don't know what they were doing. They made Woody Harrelson's character in the end of Venom 1, the little credit scene, they made him look dumb. Really dumb, and it made me upset for Let There Be Carnage, because I thought he was still going to look dumb. And he still looks somewhat dumb, but here's a little secret about curly hair, is when it's long, it's going to be curly. When it's short sometimes, though, you got to get it over here, it's going to potentially be straight. So this hair would be very easy to make look straight, and just a little gel. And so, I'm going to say that's not that big of an issue, but I didn't love it. The Lizards didn't even have a role. He was just like, it was dumb. Yeah. The Lizard was horrible in No Way Home.
I would have rather had Eric Foreman Venom.
Dude, Eric, could you imagine if Eric Foreman Venom would just like showed up at the bar with Tom Hardy Venom?
I would love that.
It would have been funny.
I was thinking that same thing, actually.
Why didn't they do it?
He's like, hey, Eddie, I need you to kill Peter Parker. That would have been good. That would have been good fan service.
I hear you don't like sound either, Eddie. Oh man, there's so they also didn't do fan service the way that I felt that they could have and should have.
They didn't do the 3 Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
They didn't do the 3 Spider-Mans pointing at each other, which they should have done, and they should have done it right in an alley, real dumb like, and it would have been great. Oh man, it would have been so great.
I thought that was a given, honestly.
You would think, but they just didn't think, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they think about. They'd rather have a light joke about Spider-Man potentially coming web.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it come out anywhere else? The nostalgia thing wasn't bad, but the fact that the whole film felt like nostalgia fuel, like you didn't go that far without some amount of nostalgia, did kind of kill it for me. is the scientist tree. P.O., I don't dislike that opinion. I think the scientist tree was funny. It was Ned's funniest line in the whole film. Is there some kind of monster? Best line in the film. He's just cut out Spider-Man 3. Is that how they did it? Because we're not currently watching the film. It'd be crazy if we were talking this much while currently we're like just yelling at it. I mean, I have thought about doing like the equivalent of that, where I'm like, the movie starts at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you guys just can't hear it, and it's just me doing commentary for it. I know that's a thing that people like. If anyone wants that, I guess I'll do it.
Future ideas.
That's a future idea, but I don't know. I did not know that, Cigaro. We were talking about earlier about how much I hate that he was sand the whole film. But, man. Yeah, I didn't know that. Is that for real?
I didn't know. That's why I thought he looked good when I heard he was out of shape. That makes a lot of sense.
So at the end of the film, my thought on it is Peter's trying to be the better person, and he realizes, because he notices the cut above her eye, that when he's in people's lives, he causes them harm. It's kind of this universal thing in Spider-Man, like where he's always like, oh no, people can't know who I am, people can't know about me, because then they'll get hurt and it'll be my fault. It's kind of something they use in a lot of comics, but it's like an integral part of Spider-Man, and so he doesn't want them to know about him so that he won't accidentally hurt them, and so they can have their own life, and so they can have that scene that they didn't put in that Bright Line was talking about, where Ned and MJ kiss. So he wants them to be in his life, but he doesn't because he wants to protect them. And I like the ending because that's a very Spider-Man thing. And I like the ending because you have it to where you're kind of going back to classic Spider-Man. He's in a crappy apartment. It's a terrible apartment. Yeah. He has to pay rent to an asshole. The guy sounded like a dick.
Yeah.
He has the red and blue suit, and it looks perfect. It looked good. It's what we need. The sparkles, maybe a little bit much, but it looked good.
I was so happy that they get rid of
He has no one who cares about him anymore. That's also kind of a thing about Spider-Man. All he wants to do is fight crime. He doesn't care about anyone. And yeah, the Magic Ned thing, they may or may not do something with that. That's something they do a lot. Oh, man.
They will. They do it when they turn Ned into Hobgoblin.
They're going to, yeah.
They also set it up to where the new Peter Parker will potentially go to college, and potentially you'll see that he's smart. I think they've set up Tom Holland and kind of fix a lot of issues there, but I think that you could cut a lot of fat out of that movie and add a few things to make about a 2-hour, 20-minute film that would be perfect. Man, it would be perfect. Hate when you die. He hated when she died.
Yeah. I cried.
He cried?
I saw it coming, so I was like,
I also saw it coming. I thought it was done really poorly. I thought it was really silly. Man.
I saw it coming, but I was like, no, they won't kill her. They shouldn't kill her.
You shouldn't have thought that way. That was your mistake there, sir. I guess.
I might do it. If you haven't noticed, there's a list over here. I keep pointing in the wrong direction. Of our list from best to worst. We're mostly agreeant on it. I don't agree with the list completely. Gethsemane definitely doesn't agree with it.
I don't agree
with it. No damn
either.
shitty translator. Well, the translators do suck sometimes, P.O. I apologize. Is there anything else we want to talk about the film before we start to wrap this up? I honestly don't know. I feel like we've kind of not exhausted everything, but we've talked quite a bit about it.
We talked a good amount, yeah. I don't know.
We kind of talked about how you wanted them to bring back a villain that was already in a film for the next one, but do you have a villain that you want to see in like the upcoming Tommy Holland films?
I don't know, actually. So,
you don't know?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good.
When did you lose the cowboy hat?
I took it off like middle of the stream.
Okay, because I miss it.
I took the whole outfit off.
I've been missing it the whole time. Is there like someone in particular you want to see in it, Jared?
No, not yet.
That's so sad.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, I don't know.
Hey, he likes your beard.
Oh,
he likes your beard.
Thank you. I think as far as like the next one, I don't know. I don't know what. Like, I think they're just gonna straight up go for like a whole like new. Like kind of thing, like it's just gonna feel like a different trilogy. Like, all right, like the trilogy is be the Iron Man Jr. trilogy,
okay,
and then this next trilogy will be like the actual Spider-Man trilogy. So my thing is like, yeah, I would like them to do like a version of like someone that they've already done in the different universe, but or do they just say fuck it and bring in a new villain and just keep it at that? Because in my like, I think like the whole reason why we got like a lot of this movie and a lot of these villains is because like I think like the studio looked at it and were like, oh shit, we got these good performances of these villains, like who else are they gonna have play Doc Ock? Like, you know.
Man, I don't know who I would want. I think they're setting up to do Venom and Carnage in the MCU. I think that's why we had a little drippity drip drop. Which I think they'll do a better job than Venom and Carnage have been in these last two films. Have you seen them?
I have not seen them. No, I thought.
You haven't seen either one of them?
No, I said that. Like, I'm like, they don't count. I'm like, they're like, there's no point to watching these.
Well, there's that one little scene.
Well, yeah. So now maybe I should watch them.
Watch them. They're better than the Amazing Spider-Man films. You can quote me on that. I stand by that. I think they'll do a better job. I can't think of the guy's name. They're asking if you oil your beard.
Sometimes.
Sometimes he oils his beard. I don't have a beard, so there's nothing to oil.
I kind of got some facial hair going on.
Ooh,
but
he's got a little bit. We got bright blind with a little bit.
Probably gonna shave it here soon.
Before we finish talking, do you want to do a little plug, Bright Blind? Do we want people to know who you are? Do we want people to know stuff about you, Bright Blind?
I might as well. I mean, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so I might as well stream my Christmas song while you can. And also, because I'm Bright Blind, I make music. I got a few albums out already.
Few albums out already?
One called Days of Sorrow and Regret, and then Love Letters from Emerald Electric, which are both pretty solid albums. I mean, I think the new one's somewhat better than the first one, but still worth a listen.
Is the Christmas song on Spotify?
It actually is.
It's on Spotify. We'll play it for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like 3 minutes long, but it's pretty.
Dude, it's like 3 minutes long. Sick. This is by Bright Blind. You can see his face when you look him up. It's him. I promise. Where is it?
Yeah, it's right there. December 2019 single.
I'm blind. This one?
Yep.
Oh, it's from a while ago. I've heard this before.
Yep.
One of your December EP.
We're gonna turn it up.
That December EP's trash, so I got rid of it.
December EP is trash.
No one knows about that.
Oh,
I took it down before everyone listened.
Throw out the fan page, Discord fan page, so that people can get Bright Blind's music tree. Throw it out, Gath. I know you got it at the ready. Also, to anyone here, I haven't brought this up. Check out my website if you haven't checked out my website. TheTwitcherTM.com. Fat fingers over here. We'll throw it up. We'll just, here we go. Boom. Right here. Sometimes they called, what do we got going on here, P.O.? Oh, man. I don't know what villain I want to see. I like that they're going to probably do Venom and Carnage. I'd like to see Kraven the Hunter. I don't think that they would ever do any of the intricate stuff really well, like where you have like Madam Spider, whoever she is. You know what I'm talking about? Did you watch the Spider-Man show from like the late 90s, early 2000s?
Oh, yeah.
There was like Madam something, and she like sent him all over the place.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to ask me advice, go to my advice page on my website. Ask me anything. I will help you with anything. I love to give people advice, and I would be happy to help you anonymously, or openly. I really don't care. Oh, man. I think it would be cool if they integrated Spider-Gwen in soon. So you could do a transition with this where you do just the symbiotes, because I think the symbiotes are they have so much potential.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that says, P-Ho, but if it's gross, it's gross, man. Don't be posting gross stuff in here. Man, because you could do Tommy Halls, and you could do Tommy Halls progressing into college, and then he meets a girl named Gwen Stacy. And then you could do a Gwen Stacy thing where Gwen Stacy becomes Spider-Gwen, or however that works. And then through that little relationship, you can do that for the trilogy. So you can make that something that happens in the beginning. And then you could have like a one-off villain in the first film. And then that could then kind of, in the background while that's happening, you could have the Venom thing start happening. And then Venom could be Venom and Carnage in the next film, or maybe just Venom, it doesn't really matter. And then you could do the symbiotes. And because there's so many things with the symbiotes now that you could just do so much.
Yeah.
The symbiotes are great. I think they're really cool. I think they're great to have in the MCU, and I think they could be potentially extremely beneficial.
They could let Spider-Gwen be the one that gets bit by the spider.
They could
Oh, yeah.
let Spider-Gwen be the one who gets bit by the spider. You could also, if you continue with the symbiotes, you can go to Null, and he could be potentially an MCU villain. They won't do it. I know they won't do it. As far as MCU villains, I know we're talking about Spider-Man, but as far as MCU villains, if they don't build up to Doctor Doom as the big bad soon, what are we even doing? You know what I mean?
Well, we gotta make.
Because I think they're going towards Galactus right now. What do you think they're building up towards? Who do you think the big boss is, the big bad, the next one is? Because there's Thanos.
Yeah.
Who's the next?
I don't know.
Because they have the Celestials. Celestials and Galactus, kind of similar. They kind of go hand in hand.
I mean, yeah, that would make sense. But I don't know. I never really thought about it because the Thanos thing was such a long.
It was long.
It's
long. Do you think they're going to do another long one like that? I hope they kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking they would do, honestly. But maybe I'm wrong.
I hope that if they do Galactus, that instead of making it the big bad, they do. Oh yeah, Doctor Doom is way stronger than Thanos.
Doctor Doom, yeah.
Also, if they do Doctor Doom, they need MF Doom songs in the Doctor Doom films. Do an MF Doom song to introduce him, because that'd be so damn dope. That'd be so dope. But you do Galactus, and then you use Galactus to introduce the Fantastic Four, and then the Fantastic Four kill Galactus, because it's Galactus and the Fantastic Four do that all the time. Or like send him away. They don't actually kill him.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
need to kill Galactus. And then you have the Fantastic Four in there. And then you do Doctor Doom because he's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have as Doctor Doom?
I don't know. I don't think.
I think that you need the guy who played Judge Dredd, who played Bones in Star Trek. He's
Carl
already
Urban.
in the MCU technically because he's in Thor as like a random dude. Bones from Star Trek would be the perfect Doctor Doom.
You know, I love him. I would love that.
I think it would be great. I think it would be incredible. I would be so glad to see it. I'd be so glad to see it. Okay. So we talked about villains we're going next. Is there like a progression you want to see with the next trilogy? I want Venoms. I want symbiotes.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely Venom, yeah.
They need to do symbiote. They need the like they introduced it, so that should be like the main focus of the trilogy.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully they just don't try and wrap it all up in one movie.
I think they should kind of like build Venom up to the last trilogy, but that's just me.
You think they should build him up until he's in the final of the film?
He's still visible in the first two movies, but like
They're trying to do it with Mysterio.
So you want 1 and 2, and then it's Venom for the third?
Yeah.
But then do you want another trilogy with more symbiotes, or you just want it to end with Venom?
Just want to end with Venom.
You want it to end with Venom? I disagree with that, because I at least want Carnage. I'm going to play some Halo, but I'm here listening. I actually might hop on and play Halo in a little bit, but we're probably going to end this stream somewhat soon. Miss Brittany, is there anything that you want to see them do with the next trilogy? Is there anything you're like, man, I really think that'd be awesome. I really think that'd be cool. That would be badass. Win, Brittany, win. Oh, okay, that's so nice. You got. Ooh, I think that they need at least Carnage because I want what's his face to play Carnage. His last name's Monahan. I don't know. It's like Kyle Monahan or something. I don't know. Bring back all the girls. So like the girls from previous films, or like what girls are we talking about?
Bring me back my Spider-Man 3 Gwen Stacy.
Are we gonna do Gwen Stacy, or are we gonna do original MJ, or are we gonna?
I need my Emma Stone Gwen Stacy.
Emma Stone Gwen Stacy. The current MJ.
She can come. So are the other villains, so they could bring them.
Yeah, they could bring them back. I was actually surprised. I legitimately thought they were gonna bring back a bunch of characters just for like that. Or are you just saying like add more females to the roster? Because like you can do Black Cat.
Sure.
Black Cat's a great one.
Black Cat.
It'd be awesome to have Black Cat in there.
Unless they take Amazing Spider-Man 3 and let Felicity Jones do something with her Felicia.
All of them. Oh man. They could, yeah. She would work well in Amazing Spider-Man 3 because she'd get along well with Andrew's Spider-Man, Mr. Garfield's.
Yeah, I didn't even know she was in 2 until.
Was she in 2?
She was. She was in like a few scenes, and she was Felicia Hardy in it.
Who played her?
Felicity Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That would work well.
Yeah.
I would like that.
That would have been cool.
Do Felicity Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really all I have to say. Does anyone else in chat want to say anything? Do you want to say anything about the movies? Do you want to say anything about the movies before we start wrapping this?
I think I about summarized everything.
We went over a lot. We talked about a lot. I again, no one will agree with me on this. I think the movie's a hot piece of trash. I think it's so close to potentially being good. I think if you had a slightly better director and you didn't have so much influence from the studio and things like that, that it could have been better. But,
You know what, though? I can say that about most Marvel movies in the MCU.
I 100% can say that about most Marvel movies in the MCU. I can say that about almost all of them. I don't actually like a lot of them. I've
Some
seen,
of them aren't good.
I think I've seen all of them. I think I've seen every MCU movie.
Jeez.
I haven't seen Guardians 2
There's a
or
few I haven't
Eternals.
seen, yeah.
Eternals is great. Watch Eternals.
There's still a good chunk I haven't seen.
Yeah, it 100% fed on nostalgia. It used nostalgia to push the movie into selling super well. They baited with the fact that they may or may not have 3 Spider-Mans for like a year or more. And so nostalgia drove it to do so well. But that is a big part of Marvel, is just nostalgia baiting. And I don't love it, and I think if they reduce that, you can have it a little bit, because I think nostalgia drives things forward. But when your whole film is like a feed trough of nostalgia being dumped down your throat, it's not fun. But I think we're going to wrap this. Jared, just get in here so you can say bye.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Check out Bright Blind's music. Jared might in the future be doing album review, record review channels.
After I have the Discogs.
When the new year starts, I'm going to start doing Song of the Day every single day, making a playlist, putting it on the website. Check it out. Thank you everyone for stopping by. As always, I'm the Twitcher. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, a wonderful whatever you may be having. You look like you're going to say something.
I still gotta play some Omicron, that's all I gotta say.
You still got to play some Omicron.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong. When are we doing the Donkey Kong speedrun?
I don't know. We can do it anytime.
What do you mean we can do it anytime? Set
You
up time.
always say that, yeah.
You've been saying that the whole time. You're
Every
going to be
stream.
the start of the speedrun.
Alright.
Because we need you to have you do yours first, and then we have one that I think Thief has that he's going to get a record first try. I don't have anything that's going to be a record unless it's something that doesn't have a record on it. But I can figure out something for
I
that.
can do record.
We're all going to get a record.
I can do
Listen
more.
to me. Everyone here, check out the website. We are eventually going to do speedruns, and every member of the Twitch fam, me, Jared, Brightblind, Thief, Cobra, T, Gethsemane, we are all going to get a record, a speedrun record in a video game. At least one. They're going to be somewhat silly because there's a lot of available records that we can get with any time. So we're going to get them. We are going to get them. Watch the Twitch fam for records. See you, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. That was us reacting, responding, talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, and a bunch of stuff about Marvel. Bye.